Yes, let's.
Hey, Friday, July 26th, Big and Tall Movie Review Show. What's going on, Big Red?
Oh, nothing. We're getting ready to, you've said we've relied on Max to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Well, I beg to differ. I feel I did a lot more heavy lifting sitting through our next movie than Max did sitting through the other two.
That's a good chance.
Well, I really, I don't know what to say about this, but sometimes, we like the old Saturday Night Live actors.
Yeah.
Go check out their stuff. And since he's a big-time movie reviewer, he got to go to this one for free. So
Exactly.
we might as well pimp up the trailer here.
Thank you, KCTV5.
Yes,
for free
yes,
tickets.
yes. This is GrownUps 2, starring Adam Sandler,
Chris
And
Rock.
all of his
Chris Rock,
buddies.
all his friends, David Spade.
Not
Ke-
Rob
Kev-
Schneider. It wasn't good enough to make the cut.
Anyway, here it is, GrownUps 2, PG-13. Catch it before it's not there anymore.
From lazy Adam Sandler comes yet another lazy, pointless, farted-out comedy that America will inexplicably pay to see. Grown-Ups. Join an all-star cast of comedic actors and Rob Schneider as they dish out more of the mindless crap audiences love. Pee jokes. Ow! Poop jokes. Fart jokes.
Early.
More pee jokes. And more fart jokes.
Before we go on, let me give a shout out to the guys at Screen Junkies who produce these honest trailers. That's actually the honest trailer for Grown Ups. You can find them on YouTube. Follow them, Screen Junkies on Twitter. I mean, they're great.
You mean that's honestly not the real trailer
yeah,
for
well,
Grown-Ups 2?
it pretty much is, except Rob Schneider's not in this.
Oh, okay.
So-
Oh, well, that's his laws.
Yeah,
he
well-
missed out on some fake laughs and
Well, you might enjoy Grown Ups too if you're looking for a movie that has no plot,
yeah.
is devoid of laughs, and is pretty much a waste of your time.
Yeah.
Then this is the movie for you.
Then I heard you took your nephew to see this in front of a free deal and
Yeah.
guys chucked some
He's-
popcorn at
What
it.
did-
He's
he
15. He laughed at it. He thought it was funny. He thought it was funny in parts. I mean,
Well, the real star of this movie of Grown Ups 2, we all know, is this.
Put your hands in the air. And wave them like you just don't care. Say ho! Oh! Say ho! Oh!
Shaquille O'Neal got out of that tiny Buick he's trying to sell to do this one. And actually, I think he is the best part of it.
What's amazing is the cameos and some of the supporting players provide more laughs than any of the stars.
Kazam brought the magic.
Can we rewind the honest trailer, Lazy Sandler?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I got nothing, guys.
Yeah,
but
this-
here's some cash.
That America will inexplicably go to see.
Yeah. This movie takes place over the course of one day. There's really no... They take a long excursion to Kmart and shop.
There was some nude, cliff jumping. I've done some cliff jumping or something in it.
Yeah. They just wander upon their old.
I always
haunt
like a
and-
little nude cliff jumping. It's
It
always
ends
good on
with-
the old
yeah.
boys.
It ends with a nice '80s party thrown at his big beach house because now he's moved from the big city.
Yeah.
He could live in the the little city lake life now. Apparently, yeah.
Move the family.
I had a
down
hard
and
time with
develop
the
some
first
values.
one.
Yeah.
You got to give it up to Sandler though. I like he still manages to.
Amazingly though,
I went to Six Flags with the family this summer, and I'm just gonna tell you, folks, in St. Louis, and you couldn't turn around the corner without running into a giant 8-foot poster of this film.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, he's
Amazingly though, this is not the worst comedy of the summer. Title is still in the hands of Hangover Part 3.
yes.
There are a few minor laughs, but this is pretty bad. I mean, they don't even explain or mention Rob Schneider in this. It's like he never existed.
So they just cut him out completely.
So
He's
yeah.
one of their
Does
best
Dave-
friends in the first.
I mean, how many words does David Spade say in the film?
Too many.
well, unless you count
Kevin James is in it.
Kevin James, and his big thing is he can sneeze and he can do a sneeze that turns into a fart. Because that happens at least 4 or 5
And that's
times in
part,
this picture.
That's in part 2.
This is in part 2.
All right.
Yeah, and guys, somebody pees the pool again in this one, like the last one.
Oh
Yeah.
man, they just did not.
Yes,
get enough out
yes.
of that
We
joke.
just recycled
Yeah.
some jokes, and of course the regular Sandler, all of his regular buddies you see in
Yeah.
pictures are in this.
Yeah. Guy with the cross eye.
Yeah, Nick Swardson, or as I refer to him, Tug Job Terry from Reno 911.
Glad some of those guys are getting some work.
Yeah, one thing that I will say about Sandler is he does throw a lot of work towards old castmates from Saturday Night Live. It was nice to see John Lovitz have a couple scenes in this.
Oh, wow.
And he provides some laughs.
I mean, Lovitz is still alive.
Yeah,
but I liked him.
there's a lot of old Saturday Night Live people in this. Tim Meadows, Colin Quinn, Sherry O'Terry, just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's one thing where it is nice to see him spreading the wealth a little bit and giving some of those people that weren't maybe big stars but are good supporting players some work. I'll give him credit for that.
Networking between friends
of
alone.
Anybody go see that movie? I mean, have you
even
checked or cared to look?
Well, I think it's done all right.
Yeah.
Of course, the screening I was at was sold out, but of course that's what they do for those for a preview screening. But
did you hear some chuckles at the big screen?
Oh yeah, some of the boy, those people ate it up. It'd be nice to see Chris Rock figure out where his balls are at because he's just making. I mean, he
plays a zebra in the Madagascar films, Mark. What do you want him to do?
Get his edge back.
It's been a long time since Boys in the Hood.
Just get his edge back. Well, no.
New
Jack City. New Jack City.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was thinking of New Jack City.
Long ago. He was in it.
Well, I don't think he was in Boys in the Hood.
I was thinking of New Jack City.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let me just can this so we can move on to other topics. Yeah, I'm gonna go 1.5 cans for Shaquille O'Neal and a couple of laughs from the supporting players. That's about it. Can't really
dropping
recommend
a number
it.
2 on GrownUps number 2.
Okay, and as much as we want to poke fun at GrownUps too, at least we can laugh at it because this year, this summer, the movies haven't been all laughable, and everybody's been really slamming Johnny Depp for the butchering of the Lone Ranger, including myself. But it hasn't really been Ryan Reynolds' summer either.
No.
R.I.P.D.
R.I.P.D. Men in Black's ripoff.
Yeah, that debuted.
Even on the heels of the big success of Green Lantern.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe,
mean, he's not doing so well.
Yeah, I think R.I.P.D. came in at number 7.
The
that's
Lone
pretty
Ranger
bad.
lost me.
And I like Jeff Bridges, but the Lone Ranger hurt me just because.
As soon as they cast Johnny Depp as Tonto, you knew what it was going to be.
Yeah, and you knew it was going to, and we
It's
can't.
going to be Pirates 6.
As soon as they cast Johnny Depp and some guy that nobody'd really, kind of more of an unknown up and comer, you knew exactly what it was going to be.
And I know he did really well for him with the first Pirates of the Caribbean, but it seems like Disney's really tied.
Do you know anybody who's like the other ones?
Yeah, and they spent a ton of money on those.
Yeah.
I don't understand the whole Johnny Depp wants to be Lone Ranger. He'll be the Lone Ranger. No, let's do Tonto, which is fine. I understand.
I don't understand why this
it's a
needed to
cowboy
be
picture.
2.5 hours long either.
No,
you got to throw some origin story in, and then have some build up, and plenty of Johnny Depp just talking a bunch of.
That's one of the things I've read. Almost every review I've read has said that you could just totally cut the Helena Bonham Carter character and chop about 20 minutes out
I think
of
the
it.
whole.
I didn't realize she was even.
Yeah, I think
she's
the whole film
pointless.
could be about 45 minutes shorter from what. But I digress. It's just kind of been one of those summers. A lot of the cartoon films have been real big. I have high props for Despicable Me 2, Will Ferrell. I'm sorry.
Carell.
I am so sorry.
Steve Carell, yeah.
Yeah, it was Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig's in that. I also really liked the
Monsters University.
Monster University I didn't like so much. I thought they were reaching with that, although
it
Billy,
was like the second lowest reviewed Pixar movie in
ever.
history.
And, Billy Crystal and John Goodman kind of carried it, but the story was real weak. I really liked this movie Epic that didn't get a lot of play. I thought it was real good. Christoph Waltz, the bad guy in that, and that was solid. And Colin Farrell was the lead. No, that was really good. Real, fantasy type.
I saw a commercial for Disney's Planes, which looks like Cars, but with planes.
I bet
Do
you
you get any lazier?
Yeah, that's pretty lazy too. And what's
World of Cars.
next?
I think we're going to do boats
An
next year.
Boats.
About a boat that's trying to get the party cove.
I bet that film's got a Mater, Larry the Cable Guy cameo.
Yeah, probably.
Get her done.
That plane sank.
Here's your Sunday.
Here, watch my show. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I think the Despicable Me 2 people, had this Steve Carell and them. I think they kind of knew this was going to be their summer for films, but yeah, the Ryan Reynolds Snail movie, not quite cutting it for DreamWorks.
Yeah, it really tells you something when 3 out of the 5 top movies at the box office all have a 2 at the end of the title.
Yeah.
This has been a to me, blah summer.
Pretty blah summer. And so
the
of anyone that
sequels
should
have
rate,
been very underwhelming. In fact, my favorite movie so far has been World War Z, which has been an original.
Yeah.
Mainly because I think I didn't know how it was going to turn out.
What would your and what were we looking at? We're looking into July, so we got August. Anything in August that excites you?
Yeah, I've heard big things about Elysium, the Matt Damon and Neil Blomkamp's follow-up from District 9, his next movie.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Or any of you guys.
A guilty pleasure, Two Guns, Denzel Washington, Mark Wahlberg,
Yeah,
Bill
that
Paxton.
looks kind of fun.
Kick-Ass 2, another 2. That I'm
that's
actually
coming
kind
out
of
in
looking
August?
forward to.
Yes, that's coming out in August.
I wasn't real quick to get on the Kick-Ass bandwagon, but then I kind of liked it after I saw it more.
Once you get past the little girl with the
Hit Girl,
switchblade knives.
Yeah. Well, that'll be something to see how that all unfolds as far as as far as the summer's gone, though. I would agree. We got some time here. You got it's kind of been a sad end of the month for our Italian styled actors, as the passing of James Gandolfini at 52, massive heart attack, and
Dennis Farina at 69 had a blood clot in his lung.
Yes,
that's a real shame.
Yeah, that a lot of fun movies.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Dennis Farina, the finest slinger of the F word in films.
What was you saying? His previous profession before acting?
He used to be a Chicago cop.
Well, there you go.
He met up with Michael Mann, and that's how he got into Hollywood.
Yeah.
Started off as a consultant, and
yeah, he will be missed. I always liked Dennis Farina. I swear I even heard him in some animation stuff recently.
Give us a little Dennis Farina.
There's some Dennis Farina. We'll talk about Gandolfini here in just a second. Here we go.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck. Do you know that you're the dumbest fuck I ever met in my whole life? What the fuck are you? I'm Ray Barboni from Miami.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut up and sit down.
He was great in anything. I always liked him, too. I thought he was great in Out of Sight as Jennifer Lopez's dad.
Oh, yeah,
Really low-key role for him. I love how he busts on Michael Keaton, when he's wearing his big shirt that says FBI on it, and he's like, "Yeah, you got one that says Undercover?"
Yes.
Yeah. I would also say, too, we didn't have time for it today. White House Down. I will be doing a write-up for that on our Big and Tall Show podcast Facebook page. So look us up on there. It'll be an exclusive to the webpage only.
Yeah. And you might see some comparison to Olympus Fallen.
Olympus Has Fallen. We'll talk a little bit about which one is better of the White House movies. Be sure to check out the Facebook page. We'll put some movie news up there.
Yes.
You might see some DVD reviews when we see a movie. We might put our thoughts. So definitely look us up on Facebook, Big and Tall Movie Review Show Podcast.
And we're going to leave you with a little bit of James Gandolfini.
You answer me like I'm Jesus Christ himself. What does my sexual orientation have to do with anything we've been talking about?
I do everything up front, okay? Not like some creepy little gay mercenary that sneaks around doing other people's dirty work.
I'm the motherfucking fucking one who calls the shots. Waste management consultant. What do you think, I'm an asshole? Huh? No. Huh? No, I can't hear you. No. I look like a giant ball sack.
You don't want to fuck me?
Yeah, I do. Cunnilingus and psychiatry brought us to this. So if you see my girl, please send her back to me.